Before making any major decisions about crops, you need to have your soil analyzed for its chemical properties. You need to have your soil tested by a commercial lab that will give you accurate information for a baseline soil test. Your amendment and fertilizer program will depend on the results of your soil tests, so in order to avoid costly errors, it is best to use a commercial lab rather than home soil test kits. Soil labs often have a specific protocol that they will want you to follow when collecting a sample, so call and ask before you collect and send your samples. Names and contact information for commercial labs will appear at the end of this video. To take an accurate and uncontaminated soil sample, you will need the following tools: a plastic bucket. Avoid galvanized buckets as they can contaminate your samples. A shovel, and if using a shovel, be sure it is very clean with no rust or soil clinging to it. A small hand trowel. Be sure the trowel is clean and free of rust and no soil clinging to it. Before taking any soil samples, make a map of your farm and of the field you are going to sample. Generally, you will sample an area several times and mix the samples together. If some areas on your property have visibly different soil or vegetation, you may need to do separate soil samples. For accurate results, avoid taking samples in places that have fertilizer spills, manure piles, compost piles, or other soil amendment spills. Before you take your soil sample, clear all the organic matter from the surface of the area to be sampled. It is important to remove the surface vegetation so that you will get an accurate measurement of your soil's organic matter. To take a sample, dig a small hole 6 to 12 inches deep, mix up the soil in the hole, place about a cup of the mixed soils in your plastic bucket. Repeat taking samples walking in a zigzag pattern. Collect about 10 samples. Mix all of your soil samples together using the hand trowel. Place 1 to 2 cups in a labeled bag and send it to your soil lab for analysis. You will need a range of lab tests to provide a baseline for soil management. Most labs have a basic package, which is fine to start. Have your soil analyzed for pH, which is the acidity or alkalinity, and the soil nutrient status, to measure your nitrogen, your potassium, and phosphorus at a minimum. You will want to know the CEC, or cation exchange capacity, which is a measure of the soil's native fertility. You will want to know the amount of organic matter, the parts per million of calcium, magnesium, potassium, and sodium, as well as the base saturation percentages for all of those. And you will want to know the calcium to magnesium ratio. Use a lab in your state so that you get accurate information. If you tell the lab before they do the testing what crops you intend to grow, they will provide recommendations on nutrients or amendments as needed. Most labs will give guidance on organic amendments if you specify that you have an organic farm.